Okay, just another quick question here about our legal system. So basically, if you have enough money, you can be a Putin TV star in America on primetime telling the most ignorant of our population insane shit that America is fucked up, that Russia is fantastic, that Putin is wonderful, that we're the cause of all the trouble in the world is the United States and the Democrats and Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and all these just insane fucking shit. I mean, it's insanity. I mean, I'm reading I'm reading what he said. I'm like, oh my God. Ah, fuck. I mean, how does he get away with what he's saying? He's basically saying that we blew up Nord Stream 2, that the imprisonment of Julian Assange is some kind of weird fucking conspiracy, that somebody else released the emails and not Russia, that we weren't hacked by Russia, we were hacked by someone else. Vladimir Putin is an innocent victim in this Ukraine war. I mean, I'm just, oh my God.
Doctor's appointment at 4:30 today.
Okay, thank you for telling everybody that I have a doctor's appointment at 4:30. I already told everybody I had a doctor's appointment today, didn't I? See, this is like the cancer that's just eating up America, is because with a like number 100 in the world as far as education goes of your population, we allow someone like this man to come on primetime television and get paid millions of dollars to either say what the Murdochs want him to say, or they let him say whatever because they know he sells commercials and he's like one of the few people that bring in money for him. And that's like having a factory that pumps out poison that's killing everyone, and no one stops them from doing that and allows them to collect money for it. That's exactly what I see. I see this powerfully destructive force unleashed on the uneducated by people who've hidden the fact that judges have found them to be professional liars. That rational people would understand that what's being said is a person's opinion and it's meant for entertainment only. It's meant to be provocative and lies and saying things, QAnon crap. I mean, because you're supposed to know that it's not real. It's like wrestling, okay? It's everything is staged specifically to fucking feed red meat to a certain group of people. And yet he's allowed to do that every fucking night to the most fucked up people in our country. Murdochs are responsible for this. Tucker Carlson's responsible for this. Sean Hannity. The Fox News is just this fucking insanity. It used to be actually a news channel. I don't see any fucking news anymore. None. It's all opinion hosts because that's what sells their commercials to their base. They have Donald Trump's base is their base. And they realize that Donald's pissed off his base, and now they've picked up the fucking baton and are running with it. They've always carried water for him because they found out that there was this group of people out there that they could go from a news channel that was almost balanced, I will say almost balanced, to this incredibly far out there. Not right wing. I won't even call them right wing. I'm calling them like communist types who would have us have a king, an authoritarian government in place to stop the bad people. If we put a strong person in charge, he can stop all this nefarious bullshit. And you see, that's the thesis of every science fiction movie is, who gets to choose who lives and who dies? Who gets to choose? Who is that person? Well, it's not a fucking human being, I can tell you that. It's not a man or a woman. It's not a human that can do that. That capacity is fucking not within us. But this whole, the motivation behind the Russian invasion, big question mark with a bunch of fucking wrinkles on his head? I don't even know how he does that. Take a look at the muscle. I'm telling you, there's a big fucking muscle on his head right here from him doing that intentionally over and over and over and over and over again. I don't even think there was that much muscle tissue there. All this crazy talk that he gets away with doing. So Tucker thinks that all of this information is in the Twitter's DMs and internal documents, and that Twitter was and always was this secret machine that worked for the people that were sane, the people against Donald Trump and all that. That there's these their motives for building roads and getting us off carbon are all nefarious. They're not doing it for this reason. They're doing it for this reason. Not talking about it needed to be done. So Tucker thinks that the truth about all this shit right here is in the DMs. The silencing of Donald Trump. No, the man literally fucking lied to the American public saying, oh yeah, it's just a normal flu. It'll be gone like a miracle. Don't worry about it. No problem. After we hear him say before that on the phone how deadly it is, that it's air transmissible, that this could be very bad, right? And then he uses Fauci as a fucking tool because Fauci is the face of rational fucking authority because he is one of the world's foremost fucking professionals in his line. When it comes to virology, there's not many people that stand above that man. He's served so many presidents that it's ridiculous. Tony Fauci's buffoonish lies about the COVID shot. That's Tucker. That's what he said. That the truth about Tony Fauci's buffoonish lies about the COVID shot are in Twitter's DMs. Because it's a secret fucking vault of all this information to verify every fucking crazy goddamn wet dream they've ever had. The sabotage of Nord Stream 2. Of course, what's he insinuating? We know who fucking did that. Everyone knows who fucking did that. Russia did that. We know why they did that, okay? Control. Pivot points. Geez, study fucking warfare. The supposed poison gas attacks in Syria, as if Assad didn't fucking, commit genocide against his own fucking people to stay in power. He went way beyond just fucking, riling up a bunch of fucking people to storm, whatever building they have there. No. He literally got bombers out with fucking poison gas containers and dropped them on his fucking people and said, there, bitches, I'm the fucking power here. This is what you get when you try to take me out of power. See? Tucker's trying to say that didn't happen. The supposed poisoning gas attacks in Syria is what he said. No, we know it happened. How does he get to say that? How the fuck does he get to say that? on national television. How the fuck can he say that and get away with it? Where's the goddamn Republicans that are supposed to be for, you know, freedom and all that kind of shit? The imprisoning of Julian Assange, and why is he there? The theft of incriminating emails, the DNC. What was that story? Big wrinkles. The motivation behind Russian invasion of Ukraine. No. What, you're saying that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris forced him to go to fucking war in Ukraine somehow? That's what he thinks. That's what he's saying. And much, much more, big fucking capital letters. Wrinkles. See, this is why I have days like this. There are mechanisms working against goodness in this world. And Tucker Carlson is one of those. If there is a force of evil on this planet generating hate, fear, terror, mistrust, fear of the other, okay, it is Fox News. And especially Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity, and Laura Ingraham. And yet they're allowed to do that. They're allowed to do this night after night after night, brainwashing people who tune in specifically because they get their little fucking hate button pushed. This is why my life is fucked up, because those fuckers there, those fuckers are responsible for me being where I am in my life. No. I can tell you who's responsible. I can tell you who's always responsible for the majority of our makeup. Nurture and nature. And mainly nurture. Okay? Your fucking parents. Your parents. They're the ones that are responsible. This is how hate is generated. The parents who watch Tucker Carlson religiously will have children who fucking hate just like they do. The human mind is innocent at birth. Okay, and then it's filled with whatever society chooses to fill that mind with. And nowadays, with the fucking all the flat screens that are around, you can't help but be turned into something that's not as beneficial as we could be. There are people who enjoy being educated and widely read and understand the big fucking picture. And then there are those people who are literally wearing not just blinders, but like fucking tubes. And they can see such a small piece of reality. Such a small little tiny piece. They're unaware of the 99.9% of what makes up reality, and they only know about this little tiny piece, and they focus on it like a fucking laser. It doesn't make them bad people. It doesn't make them bad people. Their parents and where they lived, the society and the culture where they are, made them who they are. That's why when you look at a political map, you get this giant swath of red down the middle of America and then blue on each coast. That's why. I've worked a lot in the South. Okay? Louisiana, North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, all the way up through Illinois. Done a lot of traveling in the United States. People are the same everywhere, but their cultures are different. People all want and need the same things, but their culture is different. I try to speak of culture a lot in my videos because That is the difference between us. There's no other difference between us. The color of our skin, that's not a difference. How the fuck can you say the color of our skin is a difference? There is no difference there. It's our cultures that make us different. The food we eat, the language we speak, the things that we believe in, the things that we think are good, the things that we think are bad, what is acceptable, what is not acceptable. First time I went to England and I saw a commercial of a woman with tits sticking out, putting on a bra for a commercial, I was like, huh? You see, Tucker Carlson is a fermenter of a culture in the United States that is destructive and anti-American, anti-truth, anti-love, anti-everything that is good about human beings. And he magnifies all of the negative things. All of the worst of us, if they have something to say, Tucker Carlson is going to take it and he's going to say, oh, you're so right. And I'm going to come on television and I'm going to tell the world your opinion. And it's going to make you the person out of everyone in the world who really knows what's really fucking going on. Except Tucker Carlson doesn't tell them anything. He asks, well, I'm only asking questions. That is how they protect themselves legally. There should be a disclaimer that comes on before every Tucker Carlson or Sean Hannity or any of these shows. There should be a disclaimer that comes on and says, this is for entertainment purposes only. Just like the fucking psychic reading hotline commercials you see on TV. For adults and for entertainment only, okay? No one should break up with their boyfriend or sell their fucking home and move to Florida because Madam such and such told them to do so. He spews the most disgusting and vile lies, mistruths, and basic anti-American speech. That's his gig. It's all anti-American, hate America, and love Russia and Putin. And if I didn't know better, I'd swear they had something on him, or, you know, like Donald Trump. You know there's a piss tape. You know there's a piss tape. He went there, they set him up with a bunch of fucking hookers, just the way the United States did with Bob Lazar. It's the oldest fucking thing in the book, man. Yeah, they did that to Bob Lazar. Put him in a room full of fucking hookers and then broke in and busted him. My God. Okay, this is the Murdochs. You know, people like billionaires tend to get a fucking disease. That's why, you see, Elon Musk wanted a megaphone that said Elon Musk on it. And so he chose Twitter as that megaphone. The problem is the megaphone stuck to his fucking mouth. And now he's fucked. The megaphone is now stuck to his mouth. And he's doing whatever he can to shake himself and rid himself of it. He's the dog that caught the fucking car, caught the tire. And when they forced him to buy Twitter for $44 billion, everyone knew how fucking stupid the man was. How ignorant he was. And now he's driven his stock. It's lost, well over 60% of its value year over year. And going and plummeting. Everyone is starting to lose faith in his decision-making abilities. And a guy at NASA said, oh, thank God he's not running SpaceX. The United States government had to be assured, because of the national security implications of our space program being in the hands of a public corporation that's being run by a fucking lunatic who had just slipped off the fucking edge of reality, okay? And now it's going to go down the toilet. There won't be a Twitter. Tucker Carlson, last night, thirstily begging Elon Musk to release private Twitter DMs in order to validate every insane batshit pro-Russia conspiracy theory he could think of, which implies his brain is so far gone that he thinks there really is real proof out there that all that shit is true. This happened over graphics and fucking chyrons and shit that said Intel tool. Twitter, Intel tool. That's a screenshot of it. Twitter's been an arm of the CIA and FBI, and there may still be agents working at Twitter. Listen, mobsters, they know better than to say anything on the phone. Unlike you, Tucker Carlson, who has a child fucking man brain, okay, child man brain. There are actual real fucking criminals that understand you don't fucking put evidence into information sources that can easily be looked at by anybody. The people he speaks to, they think that's, oh, absolutely, yeah, that's how it's done. See, he's speaking to a small percentage of a few million Americans who, through nurture and nature, have become just filled with hate and they need to hate to feel better. Like the Deborah Coleman song, "You're so happy when you're unhappy." You look at terrible relationships where women are abused, but they stay. And it's confusing, and you try to figure out why. Having as many sisters as I do, you know what I mean? I always wondered that, because they wouldn't put up with that shit. Why would you stay when you're being physically and mentally abused? And they usually have kids. That's a big part of it. But still, you're like, why don't you go? Well, guess what? There's nowhere to fucking go. That's what people don't understand. There are very few fucking shelters for people that are in that position. And it's not all women. There's very little bit of help. And it destroys men who are basically booted out because of some crazy, person that he's married, had kids with, and next thing you know, he's being accused in court of all kinds of stuff. I've seen it. My whole life, I've seen it. People can be so cruel to one another, but to sell commercials, to have a national television program that promotes the most horrible, disgusting trash to people like that, the people who aren't necessarily struggling in life because they can afford a fucking full camo outfit, fucking helmet, night vision goggles, and a goddamn, AR-15, all decked out like a fucking army man. They can't be doing that bad in life. They have to be at least be able to heat their house and feed their kids. If this is a cultural thing, we don't take care of the people that we should be taking care of. Alcoholics, drug addicts, homeless, hungry. All those people is where the focus of the United States should be. But instead, we don't have a person on TV at 6 o'clock saying those things. We don't have the representative for those people. We have Tucker Carlson. He represents the few, just batshit fucking crazy people, okay, who need what he feeds them. This is either the Murdochs or Tucker and the Murdochs, or the Murdochs not giving a shit and let Tucker say whatever he wants to. They already found out that got him in trouble. But you see, Tucker, he's very, very good at protecting the network from having to go to court and prove anything that he said, because he's just asking questions. That's what the wrinkles are for, is to prove he's just asking a question. I can't even do it.
You can see why various governments would want access to the information that Twitter had. Keep in mind that Twitter's direct message DM feature functioned for many years as a kind of private text app for some of the world's most prominent people. So if you wanted to know what high government officials really thought, or if you wanted to know what well-informed sources were telling reporters off the record, you would want to see those messages. Did Twitter executives ever share those DMs, those private messages, with anyone outside the company without a warrant? We strongly suspect that they did.
What?
The proof, of course, resides on Twitter's servers, along with a lot else. Think about it. If Twitter's been functioning as an arm of government intel agencies, and clearly it has,
who the fuck is we?
Then its internal documents will contain information about all kinds of things. Not just about the silencing of Donald Trump. Not just about Tony Fauci's buffoonish lies about the COVID shot.
Buffoonish lies? Coming from this fucking fish dick fucking billionaire dickwad? Fauci's buffoonish lies? Not Donald Trump telling you to inject fucking bleach into your body. No, it's Fauci's buffoonish lies. They talk about, this increase of function, this building of function of viruses, and that's to weaponize them, is what the first thing they think is, because they don't understand the first fucking thing about how virology works and how you get information about what's going to or could happen. In order to do that, you need to make those advancements and changes in the virus so you can future predict what you might need. It is the most basic, simple kind of fucking science. But does Tucker Carlson say that? No, he says it's buffoonish fucking lies about the COVID shot. There was no buffoonish lies about the COVID shot. Donald Trump killed hundreds of thousands in a minimum. Okay? We already know, through studies that have been done, without a fucking doubt, that Republicans died in way higher numbers than Democrats, because Republicans didn't want to get the shot, because they were told by the people they trusted, okay, that the shot was bad. Which, of course, you want to do what the professionals in the industry, what your doctors and the professionals and the world's best, when they tell you something, that's the person you should listen to. Unless you have the educational and lifetime history and hands-on experience with a subject, there's no way you can even open your mouth in that room and say anything. It's always a question. You see, he never says anything. He never gives any answer. He never says anything. That's the first time I've seen him saying, yep, that's what we are pretty sure he did. Who the fuck is we when he says that? Is there got a fucking rat in his pocket or what? He's saying Fox News? Now, if he's saying Fox News, that's exactly what I'm talking about right there. Is it Carlson or is it Murdoch? He said we. Who the fuck is we? Oh, me and you, us smart people who really know the truth. That Twitter was a secret fucking CIA operation for No, listen, you dumb fucking cunt. Okay? Everyone in the world uses Windows. If there's going to be fucking anything controlling anything, it's going to be Windows, you dipshit. Fuck. What a goddamn moron. You know? The fucking terrorist opens up this thing. Dun, 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 there's fucking Windows. It's in Arabic. I've been saying that for 25 fucking years. I'm not saying there's no such thing as conspiracies. I'm saying at least be rational, you dumb rat. Fuck. A mess like fucking Twitter when you have the actual operating system that Twitter runs on. What a fucking idiot. See, this is all just red meat for a crowd that needs to hate. And why he gets away with it, why he hasn't been basically fucking, looked at by Congress and the Senate for his anti-American tirades, saying and threatening America's security both internally and externally with his provocateur language. If I didn't know better, I'd swear he was a fucking Russian asset. Because that's exactly what he sounds like. He is very, very popular on Russian television. They constantly show Tucker Carlson telling the truth about America. And then those people just believe it because they don't understand that courts and judges in the United States have said Fox News hosts are not news, and they are professional liars, and any rational person would know that what they're saying is not true, that this is for entertainment purposes only. But that is not stated. There is no goddamn disclaimer. And so they use it as propaganda against his own country, and he doesn't give a fuck, and he knows it's being done. He's glad it's being done. He plays to that audience because it's just more audience to him to pump his fucking ego. But it's just asking questions. He's only asking questions. I don't know. Something needs to be done. He concluded by saying the most significant trove of secret information ever to reside in private hands. Begged Elon to release it because it's just... He's just pretty sure it will prove the real truth that America is bad and deep state is bad and Russia is good and Putin is good. I've actually convinced a few people over the last few years to stop watching Fox News. I challenge them. Just don't fucking watch it for 2 weeks. Just don't watch it for 2 weeks. Just give it a fucking break for 2 weeks. If you can't do that, then you have a problem. You have an addiction to hate. Is it news that you're looking for? I can give you 25 fucking sources that won't be religious. They won't have any opinion about one side or the other, and it'll just be factually based information about the world that you need to know. That is important. Now, I've actually got a couple of people to get off of Fox News, and I did it with another horrible fucking source, but I used it against them, which is the Smart News app that I talk about, which is the world's worst news aggregator. Okay, they promote hate, horror, terror, murder, death, because it's all fucking clickbait, all of it. But you can curate your own news sources. It's an easy way to grab news publishers from around the world and put them in one spot so that you can use it. The tragedy of losing my nephew this year was really hard. And it's like I just miss him more and more all the time. I'm starting to realize, I guess, or stages of grief, whatever, really just missing him big time. And he was misled. And you see where he is now, he has all knowledge and he understands You know, I'm nothing compared to him now. He understands the truth about everything, not just human behavior, but the behavior of many types of species of life all throughout the universe. And he understands the truth and the realities, and that makes me happy. That makes me feel good that he is now, you know, I'm less than the Padawan. You know what I'm saying? It's like there is no comparison. He is so far above human reality at this point, and he understands the truth and the realities of everything, and that puts a smile on my face. It's the only good of it. Okay, I have ranted enough for the day.